it's where this is such a great Pudge pick.
Mm-hmm. There is always the beauty of that last overall pick. You grab something your opponents aren't super prepared to deal with. I do also want to point out, I was kind of wondering how this was going to go for Alpha with regards to the 4-5 split for them, because as you can see from the intro there, Raykill is playing the Rubik. Presumably he is the 4, and Crawler handles the 5 on the Treant Protector, because the last couple times we've seen it, Crawler has been the 4 himself. So, you know, just wanted to see, but Raykill, when he was a more active pro player, he played 4 pretty much exclusively. So, just don't want to force him out of position as a stand-in. That always gets kind of funky.
Yep. In the meantime, though, early smoke from Ravens, getting out early, places their mid's ward. No shenanigans zone, we'll have to see. Soldiers places his ward from vision, there won't be too much of a scuffle, but high ground ward placed, battle, hook, crawler, captured.
He's going to try to make a break for it, but that was not going to happen under the best of circumstances, and Parker's got first blood. They get the D ward as well. Yeah, I mean,
look at this. The man who didn't buy any items now has a ring of health
oh, he
start on
didn't.
Pudge. Yep.
What the hell? Okay,
The
that's
least likely of starts for any Pudge, but he's got 10 regen. I mean, can't knock it.
that's an unacceptable level of confidence, though. Like, that shouldn't be allowed. Like, no, I'm gonna get first blood, guys. Don't worry about it. I didn't buy items because I'm gonna get first blood. You do that in your pubs, that's an easy way to get reported, but pro matches, always a different story.
That is definitely a little funky. A little bit of funk that does end up paying off. And, well, I knew the Vanguard was coming in quick, but this is even faster than we really expected. But that also is because of the confidence here versus the Beastmaster, knowing that Valkyrie's options are already going to be severely limited. Even without a Quelling Blade on the Pudge, you still have about 15 more damage to right-click against, as well as one of the best attack animations in the game. And look at Raykill. He's trying. He's got 10 HP regen, though, brother. Once he gets to the tower, it really doesn't matter all too much. Even though there was a little bit of an attempt there from Raykill to try and body block some of that first wave, try to force an under tower, but alas, unsuccessful.
Yeah, didn't quite get what he wanted, but well, they know this lane's gonna suck for them. They're just gonna have to try and do their best and try to limit the damage, because I could see a scenario where, okay, Valkyrie, just don't die. Just get your experience, hit 6, try to make moves somewhere else, and try to sort of handle things that way, right? We saw that with the earlier series, just how efficiently the rotations after the laning stage kind of helped out, so maybe something similar could play out here for Alpha.
Yep. It's also where Parker does need to pace himself out. He can't afford to just let those Wild Axes debuffs stack up. It's where if he gets hit by 3 successive axes, there could be kill potential on him, but it's still going to be kind of difficult to make those calls. It's also a lot of mana early on that Valkyrie would need to commit. So in the meantime, they're just going to take what they can get. No denies in the lane so far, though, so it's kind of nice for him. Is able to kind of peacefully make his way towards that Helm of Iron Will, even though this lane gets worse and worse as you go. And Hook, well, Raykill, body blocked, rooted.
Good lift play, though, and it's going to be enough for him to walk out of it, so I like the, let's say the discipline, the patience, perhaps, right? Doesn't immediately try to throw that lift out there when it wouldn't have helped, so he will live, but that's how they're going to have to survive this lane. They have to be unbelievably patient and very deliberate with what little resources they have.
Yeah, it's also where the no boots rush on Valkyrie. He's going to have to be very measured here in his actual physical positioning in the lane, because Helm of Iron will rush. It might help you versus some carries, but versus Pudge, really, the brunt of his damage isn't from right-clicking you. It is slowing you down. It is Magic Burst. It's where, really, unfortunately for Beastmaster, your build and what you want and what typically works versus carries just simply doesn't versus Pudge.
And Kara just continues to try and hunt that boar as much as possible, so Don't even really have that extra assistance there. In the meantime, over in the middle lane, Soul is playing up a little bit here. I mean, he's a tanky guy. He's already got one of his bracers, so he knows realistically PP does not have much in the way of kill potential onto him, so try to control the lane, use the Tidebringer to the best of his abilities. I mean, it's Kunkka, right? Kunkka really doesn't play more than just one way in the middle lane.
Yeah, just make the trades happen, get some decent harass. It's where PP being a 0 armor hero, creep wave under his tower as much as he can, so he gets a little bit of armor from the tower blessing. But this lane also kind of grinds to a halt once the Tiny hits level 6, gets the armor from Grow, and then Tidebringer doesn't hurt anymore.
Until then, gotta play it safe, try to play the angles, find last hits where you can. Kind of seems to be the case across a lot of these lanes. We had that early first blood play, and then since then it's been let's farm. Alright, let's try and build ourselves up a little bit as Crawler, gotta be a little bit careful here. He's trying to contest the pull behind the tower, but he's still going up against a Timber, yeah. Make sure you don't get hit too hard there from the Whirling Death, but he's at least going to stick around, soak up some experience if he can, and over on the other side, Ryze is really doing the exact same thing, so very little interaction up top.
Yep, just avoiding each other. I think to the benefit of the Timber Saw, of course, just because it doesn't have to deal with the Drow constantly right-clicking him, but Ryze has done a good job, set himself up in a pretty nice spot. I think the creep wave will eventually push under his tier 1 and then, of course, push back out. So at the end of the day, this will net the Timber Saw some pretty free XP, but really could be worse. Bottom, though, yeah, it happened. The thing transpired. It's the play that will continue to happen. It's just why they drafted this lineup. And Parker's got his Vanguard, so, well, there goes your kill potential.
They were so close, though, on to Kara. Pushed past the tower. They got the telekinesis pullback, but Kara was sitting on, I think it was 13 charges on the wand, so just healed up, dropped the slow, set up for the hook, and yeah, this lane's kind of over in terms of kill potential. Parker is, there we go, I was going to say just sitting on a Vanguard at 5 minutes. His inventory was empty, but now he's getting even beefier, and well, if you're Valkyrie, you can't abandon the lane straight up, but gotta know that very little is going to happen here for you.
Yeah, it's where I really do hope he just starts stacking with his 4, but unfortunately, and maybe this is just kind of systemic here from Valkyrie not playing as much as he's been looking, analyzing heroes, classes, stuff like that. His skill build is messed up. He is 2 points up in board, which will help him slowly jungle, I guess, but this is not what we're used to seeing. This is not you stacking up your Ancient, then farming it later to get the recovery from the axes. This is going to be bare bones jungling with the Beastmaster. It's not pretty. This is not what you want to see. As mid, though, look at that. Got the XP advantage, but Soul under tower.
Kara's coming in to help. Demon's coming in to help. Arrow hits. Soul, will he live? No, he will not. Living Armor did a lot of work there, but still a 3v1 underneath your own tower, so Ravens will win that one. They're up to 3-0 now in terms of the kill count, and well, over on the other side, Benjaz, yeah, I don't think he can really kill Crawler here, but the supports can rotate because the Timber doesn't need any help right now.
Nope, Timber doesn't need help, Pudge doesn't need help. The supports are let loose. Yeah, he's getting kind of run down, but he needs to get zapped, and without the Rubik on the right side of the river, I think Kara might just take a walk back to base. Even though right now he's trying to use his hero a little bit more before he goes back, but it doesn't end up happening. And Parker, well, he was looking for Valkyrie, seeing if he was jungling here, but gonna see the Beastmaster just simply TP to the tower and then it's gonna run him down. But Parker also has a full hood, so really, he's got not a brittle bone in his body. He is just gonna continue to be very obnoxious.
He's level 6 as well, so it's not just the hook. If your Beastmaster gets too close, you could just get hit straight up by the lockdown either way. He's got to play back. Kara's back into the lane as well, so even more incentive to not come out from under that tower anytime soon. At least he gets to farm. Got to time it up correctly, but he was able to do so for most of that wave, so you're not getting nothing out of this lane, I suppose. It's just what your opponent's getting is far, far, far better.
Yeah, and still no support either. His teammates know as well that can't really afford to help him, even though he is getting picked apart. But that's where
Oh,
top
no.
lane, look at this. Another arrow lands, and just one more set of spells from Benjaz. Rises, he's trying to juke, and nice lift from Rakill, but this is still really hard situation to live in. And Rises, he's actually turning, and the turn does work, but they do eventually get him. This is the Kunkka TP, though. Do they have enough magic damage? Gotta see. Feels like enough.
Hold on. Benjaz is dancing. He's gonna throw the chakram, but that might have killed him. Timber Chain was coming back up, but that low HP, 3 heroes on you. Really no guarantees, but okay. If you're alpha, you really don't like losing your drow, but the 2-for-1 does go your way.
Yeah. No, it is something for Soul to do. If Soul doesn't want to play up versus the Kunkka, now that the Kunkka's level 6, it's the best next option, which is all you can really ask for.
Setting up on a PP. X, Torrent. Nature's Grass thrown out underneath him. Rises is coming in here too.
4
Arrow
heroes.
flies, but it hits onto Soul, so Rises is still doing damage, but PP is really not going down that quickly. Eventually they get him. And as you said, 4 heroes, but... well, if the Tiny's that far forward into your jungle, gotta find a way to punish him, right? Even if it takes 4.
Yeah, kind of got caught in the least likely of ways, to be honest. In the drow on the low ground, it feels wrong, it looks wrong, probably is wrong, but hey, it works. Unfortunately, though, Parker's got another plan. He is whittling down, slowly but surely, this tower. One that is getting healed up very obnoxiously by the Treant Protector. Why the Treant Protector is so popular, but hey guys, he knows you don't have any stun for the Dismember here. The Kunkka's coming, but is it gonna be enough not to save Valkylie's life? Maybe not to save Crawler's either.
Can they even kill Parker here? The Torrent is gonna help out quite nicely, but he's looking for the TP home. Rises arrives, throws out the multi-shot, and they do get him. Costing their tower and their offlaner, but hey, big kill, taking down the Pudge.
Yeah, and it is nice that they're getting these kills. It's sad that they keep on getting split 3-4 ways, but they are able to punish the cores that are snowballing, and it's something, but it is an everybody reaction, which means that the Tiny and the Timber then are completely without pressure. They get to go to their respective lanes and then just start farming up a storm. So really, it's a band-aid on a much bigger problem.
Also, I mean, he gets slowed down slightly with the death, but Parker... I mean, he's working on his Ags ET. We're 10.5 minutes in. It's just... it's not supposed to be possible. Well, Rakill gets picked off in the top lane. Benjaz is able to find the solo kill, so... just not a fun time if you're alpha. There is going to be a point, if you survive that long, where they can maybe start pushing back, but for now, very clearly on the back foot.
Nope, top tower is going to get cleaned up by Benjaz with part 2, so... then you're worried about the collapse onto mid, which is eventually going to happen, probably with PP's Blink Dagger, but this is the power of those strength cores. You're just large and in charge, you're very obnoxious, you're very tanky, and currently Alpha just don't have the damage to really kill or pick off anyone. It's where they are getting a little bit of farm time, and great scan. Getting the smoke, not allowing Ravens to continue the aggression here. This might be a tactical retreat in a few moments, because they don't want to have every hero in the lane that Timbersaw's just simply farming.
Well, they pull back. They're going to take this Ancient stack. Nice little 2 or 3 stack there for them. They are going to split the gold between Soul and Rises, but... gold is gold. They need it desperately. They're going to be able to get it. But over in the middle lane, Crawler's in some trouble. Avatos into Arrow, locking him down for an eternity, really. The Ravens will quickly pick up the kill. Now they get onto the tower. Parker... not Parker. Somebody drops down the seed for the HP regen there, and... I don't really know if they can hold this tower. Soul tries to make a cheeky play there, but he is in some serious trouble. PP comes in. Avatos onto the Drow, dropping Rises low. Rises falls. Soul should be dying in a moment here as well, and maybe they should have just let the tower go, because now they're going to lose a lot more. 3 heroes dead in the fight. Crawler TP'd forward. They see that he did. He is so fortunate. That hook is inches away from catching him out.
now is extremely close. Arcane Rune on PP as well, so very obnoxious, is incredibly close to his Blink Dagger too. I think just simply should have been the call to escape. After Crawler loses his life, their biggest team fight tool gets sidelined. And at least Valkyrie was able to kill that bottom tower with this Helm of the Dominator, but now it looks like he might be forced to move out. Heroes are coming, looking for him. Meanwhile, Parker, what is this, 200 gold away from Ags? Yeah, he's a monster.
They do get Demon, kind of the last man left in that middle lane after everyone else shoved off, so they're able to put together a play onto the Mirana, and little bits are coming their way, right? As you mentioned, the tower falls, the Helm of the Dominator's there, they're getting a kill or two, but now is when the pressure is going to start to come the other way. PP's got the Blink Dagger, it's coming out to him as we speak. They are looking to group up for that play, but they're going to run into an opposing smoke. Both smokes pop. Benjaz is spotted. They've got the X onto him. The ghost ship is there. How much do they want to commit, though? The roar is going to be used, and Benjaz goes down. But Soul got pulled in by the hook. Dismember didn't really chunk him down too much, but with no backup, they can just take all the time in the world to kill him. That fight quickly goes south. They start off nicely with the Benjaz kill, but that's what happens when you pick basically the tankiest of heroes. On the field, if you don't kill him quickly, the reinforcements arrive.
Yeah, and great hook, very nicely timed, and oh no, rises.
Toss allows him to, I think, even dodge the gust there too, so
they're just sitting in invis.
Oh, that's rude.
He didn't want to use the mana, you know? I mean, Pudge is a mana-hungry hero, you know? The Drow is not the biggest of problems. They're just in such a great spot.
Yeah, it just goes to show, right? They can play with their food a little bit there. That's just how far ahead they are. But over in the middle lane, PP, he wants to hunt. He's got the blink. I don't know if they could kill Soul if they jumped straight onto him, so they are going to refrain for the time being, but they're starting to group up again. Eyeballing that tier 2 tower mid, and maybe starting to fight as well. PP jumps in. There's going to be the Ava. He didn't get the toss, though. He turned back around like he had it, but now he'll get off something. It's only Ray kill, though, and PP himself is in some trouble. No, he's not. Parker, defensive hook, pulls him back. And the overgrowth was even committed there for no gain. Crawler gets locked down. Meanwhile, Parker looking for the other support. Ray kill falls under his tower, but they're on to bigger fish. They're going to look for rises, taking him down as well. And for a moment there, ET, it looked like maybe they had their way out, right? The Kunkka doesn't get tossed back. Raykill is caught, but you can sacrifice him, but this doesn't go really to plan. The overgrowth is well placed, but mistimed, and the Drow, yeah, she really does need this Hurricane Pike.
Yeah, she needs the Hurricane Pike. She needs
Soul.
anything to survive, but yeah, they just find the dive. Great ulti from Kara. One that could very easily get stolen, but that's why he moves. He wakes himself up, and Valkyrie TP top, but needs the mangoes. Does get it, but now they don't have the ulti. They do steal Frostbite. Very obnoxious spell, but the fight keeps on transpiring, and the Timber just keeps on getting his spells off.
He is so low on HP here, but they just can't seem to kill him off. They're going to try for PP, but he's got TP. He knows Crawler and Rises don't have any way to cancel it, so he gets away. The supports may be left behind, though. Yeah, Demon trying to do a little bit too much there in the woods, hoping to kill off Raykill. Instead, he gets picked, and Kara, he's got a Force Staff, but Frost Arrow slowing him down, Leech Seed slowing him down. Defensive Hook, though, pulls him away. Can Crawler catch up in time? Well, unfortunately for Crawler, the answer was yes. He did not get the proc. Didn't actually go invis there, so instead it's just a weird punch that doesn't do anything, and he ends up dying for it.
Yeah. And a dive, you know, mildly, but still successfully punished. The core is getting away with murder. It still doesn't feel great, but they also caught Parker away from the team, which is very nice. Now that's not really going to happen because Parker has Boots of Travel, so he will show up to every engagement he can. Just needs to get a little bit more mana, but the game plan still hasn't changed. It is still going to be Raven's Core is running at you over and over and over again, and Crawler just can't seem to catch a break. He's just trying to do his job. This is 9 to 5.
He's just getting beat up over and over again. 0-6 now for the Treant, but Somebody's gotta be out there, right? Otherwise, Ravens are free to just move wherever they want across the map. Although, in fairness, regardless of whether the treant dies or not, it feels like Ravens can go wherever they want. So, rough times for for them as PP sitting invis, waiting for Kara to come and help out. The freezing field is going to give them that little bit of extra punch they needed, and yeah, it's been that kind of game across the board here for Alpha.
Yeah, just not really much to look forward to. It's just pickoff after pickoff while the Pudge farms at a staggering pace. They just need so much more net worth than they really have right now. And again, Crawler, he's just looking for the DU wards, and Raykill, well, he shows up, he steps out just a step too far. Steals a great spell, but gets to hold it for 5 seconds and then dies too. Just the picks that kind of need to get thrown into Raven's pocket, because somebody needs to find farm. The problem is Ryze is also already getting hunted. Don't think they saw him there, but they're pinging him out. Ryze is, a Pudge is in front of you, a Mirana and Timmersar are behind you, so the man who's spent a minute not farming walks all the way up there to get pushed out of the lane to farm. Just unfortunate stuff.
He's just got to try to get anything that he can, and at this point, this is actually interesting. He has given up on the Hurricane Pike, looking for just a straight BKB, which is not a bad choice looking for the BKB at this point, ET, but you effectively just reset all your progress. The pieces of the Hurricane Pike would have been coming a lot sooner, so it will make you safer once you have it, but it now extends the window in terms of how long it'll take you to actually pick up that item.
Yep, and look, getting chased out, but big problem is how are we going to defend these towers? Alpha's only response really to this pressure has just been trying to get anything going on the other side of the map. And this is something that Ravens will struggle a little bit with. Their tower push is not fantastic, but the thing they have going for them is that if any heroes show up within 1200 range of said tower, well, they're probably going to get Blink initiated on by PP. So the kills will follow. Even though I think Alpha, they've stopped the bleeding for now. They've gotten Valkyrie situated in the opponent's jungle. Needs to be careful, but even with the vision, their vision is really hard enabling them right now. They're finding little pockets of farm. They're getting some safety on these camps. It's really all they can ask for right now.
Soul's getting close to his BKB. Rises is not. Well, I guess technically he built the hammer, so he is closer than he was before, but progress is a little bit slower there. But they need these items. It really is no other way around this. Is okay, Demon trying to act as the bait here. We'll see if this works. Ryze has kind of caught wind of what's going down and very quickly TPs away, so points for the effort there, but Demon can't quite bait it in. Meanwhile, PP, he was able to throw out the avalanche, so that messes with the timing. They didn't quite get off the torrent. They also don't throw the boat out there at all. And at this point, I don't know if they want to keep doing this. They've got to realize heroes are coming. The Ravens are just scrambling everyone that they can down here. And, yeah, I mean, it's just too messy. It's too hard of a kill onto PP, and at least the Kunkka gets away, but you do have to sacrifice another core.
Yeah, and that's kind of the name of the game. And then collapse mid, with that tier 1 mid still alive. Any shot sign, they can go for it, and barely doesn't hit that hook there on Parker. If he does, well, that would have been the end of Rises yet again, but pressure continues. PP actually found the blink. Oh no, he thought that he was safe, but is not.
Oh, nice X. Defensive X keeps Rises from getting tossed back. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually give him any extra HP. Ryze is dead, both the supports down, and a nifty play from the Kunkka, just not enough to make a difference. So, Ravens still find their kills. Where's their creep wave? There it is. They're going to take the tier 2 tower, and ET at this point, yeah, they could take a couple of pokes at the tier 3, right? No drow for a bit, and I think they saw that the Kunkka is not on that high ground either, so they're going to push in.
This is a pretty darn easy push as well. Isn't really too much in terms of a defense in Valkyrie. PP, he's betting that he didn't see him for a second there, but shows on the ward, has a toss, probably only 2, yeah, the boar if he wanted it, but PP doesn't find the connection, so Valkyrie is on the run. He's on the lam. With heroes keeping him behind him as well. They know Parker left. This could actually be a team fight Alpha can win.
They need to use the roar onto someone. They got the torrent free-fired on to the Timber, though. They're really just burning through him. Yeah, Valky does have to die, but he sacrifices himself for the kill, and...
Oh, they want more. They want so much more.
X, torrent, timing it out. Not timing out the telekinesis. That was kind of awkward, but a stolen arrow is going to get the job done anyway. Did they see Kara here? Well, they saw him before, but I don't think they're going to be able to catch up. That torrent didn't really have much of a shot. But if you're Alpha, that's big, right? That's Timbersaw dead. You got one extra kill on the Mirana, and taking advantage of the fact that those heroes started to disperse.
Yeah, Parker just got a little bit greedy.
Oh, no.
Even though, yeah, it's happening. They found him. That ward just still surviving. Honestly, both wards placed down here after that team fight. Even though they lost heroes, they don't get the cleanup, and that kind of just leads into Rise's death. It's very unfortunate. Now, maybe even Crawler's death. Toss back. It works.
Oh.
Perfect.
They are just firing on all cylinders here between Parker and PP. And, well, all the gains that Alpha had made from that trade-off kind of get wiped away here. They're right back to where they started. Their heroes at least will have a little bit more gold, but Tier 2's dead. Same scenario. They could go poke the Tier 3 if they wanted, but they're going to look for kills instead. Parker TP's top. Valkyrie is forced to ult just to keep the Pudge off his back, but he's running directly into Demon, who misses the arrow, so maybe he walks... Nope. Not even a maybe. That's just not happening. Pudge with Boots of Travel, a little too fast.
Yeah, just kind of still dying on the lanes, and that really kind of sums up this game. Those are the stakes. If Parker shows up to a fight, you cannot fight. If Parker doesn't show up to a fight, that is the only time we can fight. Unfortunately, Parker has Boots of Travels too now, so any hero that is getting killed, well, there's going to be a Parker on top of it. He's going to show up to absolutely everything now. Even more so than we just had Boots of Travel 1. So, I mean, kind of insane, but it's just going to work out for him. He's also finally getting a Blink Dagger as well, so he'll be able to jump with his Tiny. Doesn't need to rely on the tossback necessarily. He's just going to go off and kill someone every single blink. And, well, it's time. Kara's into the pit. See how early he gets bashed here? Oh, Roche loses the Stam, but... regardless, with the Ags from Benjaz, what isn't a very fast Roche will be a fast Roche, just because Timber Ags does so much damage, and it'll end up being okay. And now, well, you couldn't kill Parker before. Probably not going to kill Parker with an Aegis. I don't even know if he wants this Aegis, but if he does take it, well, Alpha game plan still hasn't changed. He can't do anything. I feel like Benjaz might even want it just for the mana.
Does pick it up for himself. Meanwhile, stolen arrow from Raykill, so got a little bit more lockdown to work with, but how much is that really going to help? Because Alpha, it's not a problem with lockdown right now. They, in theory, have plenty of it. It's just the damage and the gold are not there for them. I mean, you take a look at this net worth. Parker, he's got 20k. I mean, he's basically doubling up the highest hero on the Alpha side, so they just really need to stay safe, but that's not really possible right now. Valkyrie quickly picked off. PP and Parker able to just sort of blink and TP their way forward, and okay, Soul is at least able to walk away.
Soul's on the run. They just barely caught wind of him with, again, vision that isn't rewarded because it is in a pretty peculiar spot, but look at this. Crawler, farm in the mid wave. Well, see you later, buddy.
It is just the two supports, so it doesn't go quickly, but they get it at the end of the day. Meanwhile, Rises was trying to farm top, but once he sees his teammate die and enemy heroes coming out his lane, he's got to TP out Aya as well, but I think he just got his BKB. Yes, he did. Okay. So you've got full duration BKBs on Drow and Kunkka. Certainly puts you in a better position, but ET, I don't know if that's enough for them to say, yes, we can take a fight right now. It feels like now they need damage on top of the magic immunity before they try anything.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Parker sells his Hood of Defiance, decides to buy an ultimate orb, is just looking for a Hex, just wants another stun. to kill people with. I just am looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. And if Alpha can somehow A, kill the Pudge, B, win a team fight, the game gets so much infinitely easier. But they just need to break down the wall. Once they do it, they've got better carries, they've got more lockdown, they've got incredible team fight. They just have no farm, which is why we're in such a dire strait. But really, it does just take one successful team fight and everything could turn on its head. I just wonder if Ravens are going to give it to them.
Yeah, if they just never get the opportunity, then all those hypothetical advantages just never sort of come to fruition. So Alpha have to play a very careful, very dangerous game. Part of the reason why we've seen them attempt to really just slow the pace to the degree that they have. I mean, they have been pretty successful, right? A little bit of damage was done to their high ground once or twice, but they have a Treant Protector, so that damage went away. That damage will not, though. Valkyrie, surrounded by 3 or 4 heroes down bot, he's going to get picked off, but this is how you have to play the game. Sacrifices have to be made. If you just sit in your base and wait, the push will come. So as awkward as it sounds, someone has to occasionally just kind of step out there and die. This is not the hero to die, though. Rises cannot afford to go down. He's got his BKB. He's able to pop it, and the lift from Raykill actually prevents that Dismember from going off for too long, and they're going to try and turn this one around. I don't know if they have the damage for this, though. Crawler and Raykill are already dead. The Ghost Ship did hit onto Parker, so they do finish him. But Rises, without the BKB, now has to start backing away. Benjes is trying to stay on him, though. Both chakrams thrown out. Crawler buying back. Rises, though, still dies. And they've got to regroup. Kunkka trying to get back into the base, but again, his BKB wore off. That is a valiant effort from Crawler, but the damage was already in place. Soul goes down. Crawler's going to die back, and well, at least they killed Parker, right? There's your silver lining, but at this point, that's really all they're going to get. Their base is under attack, and they can't mount a defense anymore.
Yeah, it's broken wide open. The base is going to start dying. Hey, they got Parker. You know, that's the one thing you can say. The deaths, though, they keep spiraling. And that's where, you know, Parker, he might be this big monster that you have to spend all your spells and all your resources on to kill. But PP's the tiny with the moon shard who's going to take your base, and take your base he shall. There is still a glyph, so maybe they decide to contest over their second set of racks, knowing that Parker isn't alive, but I don't know. I think Alpha are feeling a little bit gutted right now.
Well, their respawns are coming up, so maybe an attempt on the third lane and or tier 4s could be in the cards for them still. But at this point, yeah, Ravens don't want to push it that far. Soul, he got the X. What in the world? That was an interesting interaction. He's able to blink himself out. Benjes, though, was pulled back, but he's the one with the Aegis. Only 5 seconds, though, so Timbersaw wants to pull back, use the Aegis, heal up. Mirana caught by the X, but the Yule Scepter is there to avoid the pullback, and now Parker's in. They're going to take the fight. PP is going to push his way forward. Raykill dead. Valky already gone, and the BKBs used defensively means once they wear off, Rises gets pulled right back into the fight, and that's it. GG called. Ravens, oh, they come out and they just completely dominate this game. It was really never in doubt.
Yeah. The 24 pick Pudge, the Beastmaster, the stand-in situations for Alpha. It just, I think, a few too many things coming against them here. And what a debut.